Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Y'all see, she got to say something.
Gotta say something every time.
We'll give everyone a few minutes to hop on in here. Good evening. The sun is heavy, so I cannot see who all is in here yet. But good evening. I hope everyone is having an awesome Redefining Wednesday so far. Hello, Toshiba. I pray that I said that correctly. I don't like when people mess up names, so I hope I said that correctly. Hello, Chris. How are you? Again, I hope everyone is having an awesome Redefining Wednesday. I am going to let a few people in. It has been an awesome week. It's also been a very busy week. As most of you know, I have been in Atlanta for work, had an awesome time there, redefining, empowering, speaking on economic empowerment and spiritual redefining, and I just love every bit of it. I love to travel and empower, and got to see friends and family and people, and so I'm certainly grateful for it. And then today had an awesome meeting. Hello, Arthur. How are you, sir? And then today had an awesome meeting with a good friend and colleague of mine, Christian, who is a family attorney. And as you all know, I am all about redefining our family units. Hello, Julian. How are you, sir? As you all know, I'm all about redefining our family units. Hello, Tony. How are you, sis? Redefining our family units, redefining relationships, empowering our people. I am all about it. And I was talking to a colleague today, and I said, I am in a place in my life to where I made a decision to where I am not connecting with people simply just due to their relationship, but I'm connecting with people who desire to go somewhere. You get to a place to where you've realized, you know what? I've wasted a lot of time. We all have been there, and you're not blaming anyone. So whether you've wasted the time, you've allowed other people to come into your life and waste your time, the reality is that time is wasted. That's the fact of the matter. We're not looking at who wasted the time. The fact of the matter is time has been wasted. And so when you look at it from that perspective, you have to say, you know what, I'm catching up on my destiny. I'm catching up on my purpose. And we have to understand that timing is also everything. That timing is everything. That timing is important. That timing is also a part of the movement. That we cannot receive our purpose and our destiny and a prophetic word and not understand the timing of God and when God is moving. And so there's some awesome things that are taking place, and some awesome movements that are taking place. And so my groups and my colleagues and we are connecting, and we are moving to higher dimensions. So just get ready for some things to come out. You have your talkers, and then you have your flyers. I wasn't going to say walkers because that rhymes, but no, you have your flyers into the next dimension. And our people need it. And when I say our people, I'll let you define that how you choose to define that. But our people need it. Our family units need it. Hello, Carl. Thank you for joining us. Our family units need it. Our fathers need it. Our mothers need it. Our adolescents need it. Our community needs it. We need it as a people. We need someone to come in and shift and to cause a revolution. We need someone that can say, you know what? I have a piece to the puzzle. You have a piece to the puzzle. She has a piece to the puzzle. He has a piece to the puzzle. Let's put our pieces together and let's shake something. Let's shift something. Let's move something, because we each have a piece. We each matter. And when you look at it in that perspective, when you look at it in that scope, hello Jay, how are you? Hello Spruer, how are you? When you look at it in that perspective, you begin to say, you know what? Hello Anderson, how are you? You begin to say, you know what? I have no more time to waste. And you begin to evaluate the who and the what's in your life. The who and the what. And you begin to evaluate and prioritize those that are in your life. Because sometimes we can misprioritize things and people in our life, and it can delay or it can push our purpose. And we have to really be honest with ourselves and walk in reality and say, where am I and where do I desire to go? We have to not only look at the future. It's good to be optimistic and look at where we desire to go, but look at where I currently am. I have to also be in my present. Where am I? And so our people need it. And we have people that are in dysfunctional relationships. Hello, Deshaun. How are you? We have people that are in dysfunctional relationships. We have people that are still holding on to jealousy and bitterness and anger, but yet strive to be great. But these are issues that have to be dealt with. I can't be great. I can't be prosperous. I can't be wealthy until I deal with those things within myself, because those are things that will hold me back if I do not deal with them. And so I look forward to coming to you more. I know it seems like I've kind of just been MIA, but I have been so busy, and it's not an excuse. Hello, Angela. How are you? I've been so busy, but things are shifting. Things are moving. Things are moving in a great direction. And so my challenge to you is to evaluate the who and the what in your life. And God has a way of replacing those that do not belong with those who belong. And so we have to remember that separation does not feel good, because once we produce relationships, we are creatures of habit. Hello, Chrissy, how are you? We are creatures of habit. We are people of habit. So we don't like change. We don't adjust to change too well. That's any of us. We do not adjust to change well. And so there's a shifting that God will do. There's a movement that God will do. And that's normally a sign that He's trying to do something different, that He's trying to get our attention. And a lot of times what we'll do is we'll focus on the current shifting instead of trying to understand the meaning of the shifting. God, I need to understand the purpose of the shifting. Not the shifting itself, but what is the purpose of the shifting? Hello, Robert. How are you doing, sir? And so even when I was in Atlanta, and when I was speaking in Atlanta this past weekend, and I was there for the week, and it was a busy time. I don't know how many times I was able to sit down. And I was talking to my manager, and one thing that someone said to me when they were sitting into my seminar, Robert, I reached out to you a few times, but I'm not going to do that to you on the Facebook Live. I'm just going to say that. But someone came to me and they said, I was not going to sit in on your seminar because I was thinking another doctor, somebody else who's talking about empowerment, who's talking about changing your life, transitioning your life. They said, but you were just comical, one, and two, you were just honest. You were just transparent about your life. And I said, how can we help each other if we're not transparent? How can we help each other if we do not allow each other in? It has to come from heart to heart. And that is part of the problem with our community. And even those of us that are entrepreneurs, there are times we can talk to other entrepreneurs and they will have some of the secret sauce, and they will hold on to that secret sauce because sometimes they are afraid of others getting past them, surpassing them in the rank, when really it's not about that. Because we have to understand that it's an old cliche, it's an old saying, but it's a true saying, that what God has for me, it is for me. And we are set up to be prosperous people. We are gifted people. We are blessed people. We are created to be wealthy people. But I have to make sure that my life is structured and set up. I cannot create a strategic plan for my business or my organization or my ministry if my personal life, it does not have a strategic plan. I'm not healed. I cannot balance my personal checkbook. I cannot balance my personal emotions. If I cannot deal with the inner me, I cannot expect God to trust me to walk in wealth and to handle businesses and to handle wealth. And so that's why I always teach and talk about redefining ourselves, confronting ourselves, because unless I confront me, I cannot expect to celebrate me. Because every one of us has something. None of us are perfect. Every one of us has something, including myself. Every one of us has something we battle, we have to deal with, and that's okay. But to you being honest with yourself and say, you know what, I'm dealing with it. That's the important part. That's the important key. That's the important piece. And even me, as a single father with my teenager and a co-parenting father with my younger daughter, even for me to be a great example. Hello, Sneed, how are you? Even for me to be a great example with my two daughters, I can't be a great example if I don't deal with the real me. I have to be authentic. I have to deal with the real Jesse. If I don't, I will just be a hypocrite to my children. And that's something I refuse to be. So I know I've been on here for a minute, but I just want to tell you, prepare your minds and your heart. Some great redefining things are taking place. Myself and some other awesome entrepreneurs are connecting, and we're bringing some things your way for the entire family, whether you're a family unit, whether you're in a relationship. Hello, Angel, how are you? Whether you're in a relationship, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you have a ministry organization, or whether just for your own personal life, there are some things and some tools that we're going to give you that I guarantee you are going to help transition your life to another dimension. I guarantee you. And anyone that knows me, I am all about great angel. I'm glad. Anyone that knows me knows that I am all about going to the next dimension and celebrating people as they move, because the 10 people that said you could not get it, that you're too old to get it, that you're not intelligent enough to get it, I want you to get it, and not to get it so that we can laugh in their face, but to get it so that we can now we can impart that into somebody else, and we can have a domino effect, and we can prosper and bless our communities, and we can continue to move. That's what it's all about. Because trust me, the majority is doing it. We need to catch hold. The majority is doing it. They're passing it down. They're moving it along. And I'm not making it a them versus us. But what I am making it is, when do we stop trying to boycott it? And when do we stop trying to blame others? And when do we say, you know what, it's just our turn? And we have issues within our community that we need to deal with, because change comes from within, not outward. Change starts from within. So what can I do? Not waiting on someone else to make the adjustment. What can I do to help bring change from within? And one other thing I said, even in a meeting today, and I'll say this and I'm going to leave you alone. We have so many youth organizations. You all see my baby, my little mama Brielle. We have so many youth organizations, and I'm happy, and we do need them, and our children do need them. But what good is it to empower and strengthen our youth and not empower our family units? So our children, hello Brian, how are you, sir? So our children are getting empowered and strengthened, and then we send them back into the cages. with family units who have not learned. Hello, Charles. How are you, sir? With family units who do not know how to communicate effectively, do not have great conflict resolution skills. Hello, Robert. How are you, sir? So again, I'm all for youth organizations, youth empowerment ministries. I'm all for it. But what about family units? It doesn't make sense to empower the youth, and yet we are not empowering the entire family unit, sending them back into the lion's cage. And the mother and the father does not know how to communicate, does not want to further their education, does not know how to balance a simple checkbook, and think that where they are is where they have to be, that this is their end. The devil is a liar. Hello, Philip. Hello, cousin. How are you? Love you. This is not where it has to end. And some of us are trailblazers for our family. That makes it even more difficult. When you are the original one, you are the trailblazer for your family. So sometimes, hello CJ, how are you? So sometimes we don't have a blueprint to go by. We don't have someone that we can call on and say, hello Kendrick, how are you, sir? So we don't have someone in the family that we can call on and say, hey, how did you do it? What did you do? How did you overcome this? What did you do? We don't have, so a lot of times when you're the trailblazer, you just have to pray your way through. We have to learn by trial and error. We have to learn by just seeking God. We have to learn by creating a strategic plan. We have to learn by creating with people of wisdom. That's what it's all about. It's always harder for us as trailblazers. And, people like CJ and Philip, these are people I know. So that's why I'm saying the names. We can understand that. When you're a trailblazer, you understand that, oh my gosh, why, who can I go to? Who can I call that can help me through this? And sometimes we don't have that because you are the Moses. You are the Abram. You are the one that God has called first. So you are the one creating the original blueprint for others to follow, for the generations after you to follow. I was talking to my daughters the other night in my room, and I said, I have no other choice. Because my 18-year-old Brianna, she was saying, Dad, you work so hard. She was telling me, Dad, I'm so proud of you. I said, thank you, baby. And she was saying, you work so hard, Dad. You do so much. I said, Brianna, I have no other choice. Because going back is not an option. Backwards is not an option. Thank you, CJ. Yes, sir. You are right. Yes, sir. Going back is not an option. There you go, baby. Lord Jesus. Going back is not an option. So forward, that's all I see. So for me, it's either sink or swim. And if you remember in the Bible, the men that had leprosy, hello, Melvin, how are you? Just in the Bible, if you remember, the men that had leprosy, they were at the gate and they were not allowed into the city because of their disease, because they had leprosy. And they began to look at each other. And as they begin to look at each other, they said, look, either we're going to sit here and die. Hello, Renata, how are you? They said, either we're going to sit here and die, or we're going to go into the city and die. Either way, we're going to die. Hello, Carla. How are you doing, sis? CJ said, hello, best friend. They love you. Either way, we're going to die. So we're going to sit here at the gate and die, or we're going to go into the city and die. They said, let's go into the city. So they took a chance. They took a risk. And that's the problem. Hello, Trey. How are you? That's the problem. A lot of people are sitting at the gate, and a lot of people don't have those friends that are saying, if you don't get up and take a risk, if you don't get up, either you're going to sit here and die, or you're going to move forward and die. Either way, you're going to die. So are you ready to take a risk? Are you ready to take a chance? Because every day we wake up, get these nails, Brielle. Every day we wake up and talk about what we're going to do and what we desire to do and what we want to do. Somebody else is doing it. So a dream can only remain a dream for so long. Hello, Shauna. How are you doing? But when do we say, you know what? I've dreamed this long enough. I've dreamed this long enough. It's time for me to get up. I'm tired of talking about this. What God has put in me, you know what's so amazing is we're in the 9th month. We know the 9th month, you know, the Hebrew is the month of birthing. It's the month of completion. It's time to give it up. It's time to give up the baby. It's time to say, you know what? I've been pregnant long enough. I'm not waiting for another watch night service. I'm not waiting for another prophet to have to confirm it to me. I'm not waiting for somebody else to have to confirm it to me. I have been pregnant long enough. I am now ready to move to the next dimension. Hello, Fremont. Hello, cousin. How are you? Love you. Hello, Erica. How are you? I love you. I love you, cousin. Erica, I was in Atlanta. I'll be back in Atlanta in a couple of months. But when do we say, I've been pregnant long enough? This September, why don't we make God proud? God does so much for us. Why don't we make God proud? There are people that are working jobs that they hate, that they've been at for a long time, and they have vision in their belly. They have gifts in their belly. Hello, Elle. How are you doing, sis? Why don't we say, you know what? This is the month of September. This is the birthing month. This is the month of completion. This is the month where God is agreeing with me that it's time for me to give this thing up. Hello, Dave. How are you doing, sir? Why don't we say, you know what, this is the month where I am going to make myself proud, and I'm going to be like the men that had leprosy that was at the gate. Hello, Damon, how are you? Where they looked at each other at the gate and said, look, although we're not allowed into the city, either we're going to lay here and die, or we're going to go into the city and die. But either way, we're going to die. So we're going to lay here, or we're going to go into the city and die. We need to make up in our minds that, you know what? Yes, it's going to be work. And yes, there's going to be times it's going to be stressful. And yes, there's going to be time I'm going to want to pull my hair out for those of us that have hair. Yes, there's going to be times I want to scream and holler. And yes, I do need some accountability partners. Carla, I'm excited about this move. That's why I came on here. Yes, because I am human. We all still have the humanistic side of us. Hello, India. How are you? But you know what? I've been called to it. I've sat on it long enough. I've laid on it long enough. And the delay is not God. The delay is not anything else. The delay has been my fear of doing it, because will I fail? Am I going to succeed? Will I move forward? What's going to happen? Because we're afraid of the unknown. If God gave us a dream and told us exactly how everything was going to go, it would motivate us quicker. But because he doesn't move like that all the time, we get fearful. We're nervous. Oh my gosh, what is God? Well, God, I need you to show me. Just like, hello, best friend, how are you? Just like God told Abram, he said, where am I going? He said, just go. I'll give you the direction. You just go. And that's what God is telling us in this month. And so I need you to agree with me. Hello, Christian. How are you? I came on here about I didn't really give any specific announcements, by the way. So I need you to agree with me that because we're in the month of September, that this is the month where I'm going to make God proud, and I'm going to make myself proud. I don't care how many haters I have that's after me. I don't care how many witches and warlocks are after me. Hello, Nichelle. How are you? I don't care how many people are praying for my demise. I'm not focused on them. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. I don't have to pray off witches and warlocks. I've already been set up for success. I've already been set up to be wealthy. I've already been set up to be great. It's my job to walk in it. It's my job to trust God. It's my job. This is the last piece, and I promise I'm going to let y'all go. It's my job to spy out the land, because a lot of times it's not the witches and the warlocks that I need to watch out for. Hello, Pastor Neil. How are you? It's not the witches and the warlocks I need to watch out for. It's the people that I've allowed in my camp that I need to watch out for. See, that's another story, so I'm just going to leave that right there. Boop, boop. I'm just going to drop that right there. Y'all like that, didn't y'all? Boop, boop. I know. It's the people in our camp. That's why, again, when God is shifting, I don't need to focus on the shift. I need to focus on the purpose. And I need to focus on the what and the who. What and who do I need to let go? And what and who do I need to pick up? And so instead of us focusing, that's why a lot of times in our praying time, we give the enemy more time than we do God. No, I don't have time to give the enemy more credit than I give God. And so let's focus on God. Is there anyone in my camp that I need to release? I know who my enemies are. Because the Bible says, any of you, if you lack wisdom, to ask God for it. So to know who my enemies are, I know who my enemies are. That's clear. I know who don't want me to succeed. Hello, princess, how are you? I know that. God, is there anyone in my camp that's slowing my purpose down? And God, if there's something in me that's slowing me down, God, reveal it to me. Pray the prayer that David prayed. God, show me, because I have no time to waste. All right, I done talked about 3 or 4 different things. So I need to understand, princess, it's been a day. So I'm sorry. And I got a conference call after this. But I need you all to understand that this is the time. Some great things are coming your way. So get ready, because you are going to see a movement that's going to take place. And as I always say, we all are a piece to the puzzle. Just think of what we can do if we all put our pieces together and the puzzle comes together and we make a major change within our own community, and the shift starts to take place. It is time for a redefining revolution. Wealth is in our belly. It's in our minds. It's in our heart. It already belongs to us. Let's go get it. All right. I love you all. I'll come back on tomorrow. I'll see you. Have a great Redefining Wednesday.